And a few of you figured that out because if you look on the posted solutions, it's there under worksheet 3. All right, so number 15. F is 3 secant of x. All right, shh. Attention back up here. Jacob. So I like, some people just literally wrote g of x is 1 over f, so 1 over 3 secant of x. Right, that's what that means. And then the 1 over secant part would be cosine, but that 3 is still on the bottom. So 1/3 cosine x. And then you start looking, and C and D are stretched by 3, so they're not it. B looks like a sine wave. A looks like a cosine wave. So it's answer choice A. So the big thing was the difference between sine and cosine, knowing secant and cosine are reciprocal partners, and then flipping the secant, but not flipping the 3. The 3 is still in the denominator. All right, 16. Words. In the tidal area of a certain city, a sinusoidal function, A, B, C, D are constants, is used to model one cycle of highs and lows. The maximum value of the tide is 8.88 feet. The minimum value, somewhere later, is 0.54 feet. And it doesn't tell me anything about left and right, so I don't really know, but I guess it doesn't really matter, because we want to know which of the following would best work. So we're looking for A. We're looking for amplitude. So let's see. Amplitude would be that height. And so let's see. A couple ways to do this. Probably the easiest way would be to just subtract 8.88 minus 0.54. That's 8.34. That would be the total height is 8.34. And then half of that would be the actual amplitude. And by the way, you don't have a calculator on the test, so you'll have to do some of this by hand, but hopefully that's not too bad. So 4.17 is A. I don't know where those other numbers come from. My guess is one of them is probably the average. One of them might be D, but that's not what it asked for. Speaking of D, number 17, given this table, blah, 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 we want to find D. Well, the big thing is to know that D represents the midline. So if we've got this graph going up and down, D is wherever the midline is. It's the middle value. So if I could figure out the top value and the bottom value, I could take their average. So looking in my table, there's the bottom value is -6. The peak value is 32.2. So it's like my height is 32.2, or my highest height is 32.2. My lowest low is -6. And we want the average of those. So let's add them and divide by 2. So we add them, we get 26.2. We divide that by 2, we get 13. Does anybody need to go clean out their lockers real quick? Oh, y'all don't even have lockers. So what is a direct dog? I guess backpacks. Anybody get nervous if I invited them in? See what happens? All that to say, about 13. It looks like 13.1, but this is, data that we're taking. So if we fit a curve, it might not be exact. But clearly 13 is only our best option. Wait a minute, did I do something wrong?
Do you not subtract the -6 and you add it and you like 38.2?
Let's see, because what was I trying to do?
You're trying to find the midline.
I was trying to find the midline.
So when
the lowest is negative.
Which would be?
It would be the absolute value of 32.2 minus a -6.
What you would do, if you do that, what you're finding is the is that amplitude is 19.
Oh.
Right? If you do top minus bottom, that gets you the total height. So if you do 32.2 minus 6, that gets you that total height of 38.6. Which means the height is 19. That's the amplitude. That's A. But the midline, the middle, the average, means add the 2 and divide by 2. Again, test inspired, so make sure you know what's going on with this. And then lastly, 18. A portion of the graph is given. Which of the following could define? So we got 3s and 4s, sines and cosines. Well, it's starting at a max, and I don't see any phase shifts, so it's got to be a cosine if we start at a max. I know it's a cosine graph. And then I need to figure out midline is D. It's kind of in the wrong spot. Amplitude is the multiplier. So let's see. In between -1 and 7 would be 3. That would be my midline. And my amplitude would be 4. So I need an amplitude of 4. And D to equal 3. Kind of out of order here, but the number by itself is 3. The cosine multiplier is 4. So 3 plus 4 cosine x. I feel like that was a straightforward one. It's those other 3 that were kind of tricky. Again, answers for those are posted with work shown on the solution for worksheet 3. This was just a copy goof that it didn't happen, so we made the copies and called it a warm-up. But I definitely wanted you to see them because, you know, they're plagiarized from the test. It's not plagiarism, though. If you copy your own work, that's legal. Okay, are there questions from... Oh, wait a minute. We got to do the presentation and talk about what it means to evacuate. I'm not still recording. My face is still there, but I'm not still recording. So let's talk about evacuating. Primary and secondary highlighted roots. Please discuss your primary and secondary roots. Okay, I'm not really going to discuss them because I don't expect you to memorize 7 different primary and secondary roots. But every class should have this map close to the door, so that if you do get confused, it's not a big deal. You know the school. The primary route is the quickest way out. The secondary route is like the second quickest way out. So from here, our primary route is in red. We go down the Titanic stairs. Our secondary route is those stairs over there where we go out that side door and out. Again, I don't expect you to memorize that because you got 6 other classes to worry about. Just know that it's posted and know that there's always more than one way out. Red and green. But green means go and red means stop, so I don't know. Feels like they should pick different colors. Whatever. Get out of the building if it's on fire. When the fire alarm sounds, everyone evacuates. I'm supposed to evacuate with my attendance sheet, my cell phone, and my keys. That's not a joking matter. If the fire alarm ever goes off, definitely take your cell phone, because if you don't know if it's a drill or not, we might be out there for a while. So most of you probably keep your cell phone on you anyway, but definitely for a drill, take it with you. Students should leave their belongings behind except their cell phone, so definitely take that with you. Students move to a designated area quickly, listen for attendance to be called and teacher instructions. That doesn't really happen on fire drills, as you know. You just get out of the building and don't worry about it. I think if it was a genuine drill, though, I would try to be wrangling you up in the parking lot to make sure we had everybody. As a student, what should your immediate reaction be when you hear the fire alarm? What is your answer to that? I'm curious.
Panic. Trample everyone.
Trample everyone. Panic. Grab my cell phone. I think grab the cell phone's an okay answer. And then don't panic, but quickly move to the exit. Oh, what happens if the alarm sounds during transition or lunch or pep rally? Yeah, just get out. Like the quickest way possible. Don't panic. Don't trample anybody, but definitely quickly exit the building. I think you would. You'd be standing around. I need a teacher to tell me where to go. Like, no, get out of the building. Wait a minute. I am still recording. Oh well, it's the end of the video, so may as well include it. Are there questions?